YouTubers. Looks like I'm done with my Raspberry Pi project here. Check it out there. Got the nice clear case there with a really nice fan. It is 30 millimeter by 30 by 7 millimeter or so. There's a 5-volt connector right there, and I believe it on pin 2 is 5 volts, and then the ground is on pin probably 5 or something. Anyway, I got these. I'll show you these. These are the copper heat sinks. They were like $7, $8 or something from Amazon, so pretty cheap. They come from China, obviously. What doesn't? But anyway, got everything the way it should be. I have a 16 gig SD card there. It has the Noobs 1.3 in it, and I installed everything. I did the class 4. You can do up to a class 6 and still have a good speed and wearability, if you will. I tried a class 10 and it wouldn't boot to Raspbian. It would boot everything else except the Raspbian. So that's my speaker there. I got a USB charger, got the speaker out. Everything goes through here, goes right into the speaker out, if you will. And then the USB 2.0 goes to my powered hub. It's a 3 amp powered hub. And then obviously we got the HDMI going on over here. I got the power, another branch circuit, couple of USB, got Wi-Fi, jump drive for just some music I threw in there. These are my backups. I got a 4 gig there, and then I got a 2 gig. One has the Raspbian, and then the other one has I think Open Elect or something. One of those, one of the other, just for emergency ones, I think Open Elect boots up a little bit quicker. And then everything's all hot glue gun pretty much, and clamped down, as nice and neat as possible. So if you're going to do a project that you got to present to a professor at college, you got to make sure that it's going to look right, because presentation is the whole key there. Then there's a handle right there, so as you can see, so it's basically plug and pray, if you will. So let's go over here, take a peek. I'm not sure if you can see it all. Looks like the CPU is just running 99. Boy, I tell you, before I got the heat sinks and the fan, I'd play a couple of videos and a couple of songs, and the CPU was like, it was like 150. It just dropped down 2 degrees from not doing anything, but it hovers right around 100. Actually, I did crank up the CPU to 900, the speed in Raspbian, so I booted into the LX terminal and hit sudo space raspi-config, where you can, crank it up a little bit. So, and I did, but the this confluence area here is not really showing. It's not showing the speed difference. So, yeah, IP address, all that stuff, storage, network. There's the IP, video. So works pretty good there. Works really nice. Doesn't use a lot of power. Every time you do something, you're pretty much going to pin the CPU. So doesn't really like my Wi-Fi wireless mouse very much. It's just not a kind of a big fan of that. So you pretty much have everything there. It's got it hooked up to a TV, so it's just a 22-inch TV. So. And by default, it's going to try to do the audio through the HDMI through the TV, so you got to change that. Just mess around a little bit. You find everything. No sense in me going through everything here. There are a few things you probably need to know. For file manager, Open Elect, you can do a lot of settings there. Real easy. Just go right through it. It's easier than any computer you've ran, that's for sure. Change the background, go over the head. A lot of things you can do there. So there's also Raspberry Pi version of this too as well. So you can also download and run this XBMC right off your computer, if you have an Apple or whatever, so you guys all aware of that, a regular computer or whatever the heck you want there. So it's really, really nice, really happy with it. If you want to reboot into the same device, you have to, just do a normal reboot. But if I wanted to power up into something else, I would actually have to shut it down. So let's come back over here. So I did shut it down, and you'll note well, you may not be able to see, but there's some lights right here. It'll be completely off when you just have a red light, not that little green blinky one. Your fan is still going to work, even though it's completely off. This is a continuous 5 volts coming from here. Your board only uses 3.3 volts, so there's a continual wire off this GPIO pin assembly here. So technically I got this is my off and on over here, so I'm not unplugging and unplugging wires like that. I don't like that. You know, it's like your cell phone charger. After a while, you keep doing that, then it don't work no more. You know, and you just jack screwed yourself. So this is my power for my speaker. Actually, this is the power for the Pi. So go ahead and turn around. Let's see what we got here. So obviously, that's your normal iridescent screen that you're going to get upon boot up. You see that, you're doing good, you know. So, and then basically you can pick whatever you want here, you know. I haven't gone in that. I've been in that. That's nice. That's a stripped down version, kind of like a Ubuntu actually. So that's pretty nice. I didn't do the Fedora. I've been in that BMC. I find it to be a little bit slower than OpenElect, but basically, you know, 99% identical, just a little bit slower. So let's go into the Raspberry in there a minute. Not sure how well you guys can see this. So usually just when you click, you usually gotta wait like 3 to 5 seconds for it to kind of register it. So, kind of gotta have some patience with this. All came from the UK. It's a little slow over there. I don't know. Well, it is a really nice system. You know, it's great for getting little kids into computers and building something that actually works. It actually, you know, it actually boots up rather than them, you know, rather than showing them like a big desktop or anything, you know, or the other stuff that us normal guys run, like over here. I'll show you that real quick. You know, that's what I normally run, you know. But well, anyway, so I just booted up and loaded up all its drivers and everything. So you know, it does its normal thing. I don't have a password to get into it; it just logs in. So you'll see. Let's see here. Activity lights will go down there. It might be a little blurry. Let me back up a little bit, but all the lights are kind of screaming right now. So there's our Debian desktop there. So you got a little bit of everything here. It's actually very nice operating system for it being, you know, free and all. You know, you get Raspberry Pi store in case there's things that you need. You know, root terminal in case you got to get in there and do what you got to do for programming. You got Python add-ons and stuff like that. You know, I'm more of a Windows guy. That stuff really doesn't turn me on too much, but it is what it is. Free. So let me go and demonstrate how to crank up your CPU there. Let's go into LX terminal here. Give it a second or two. Or 3. Let's do its thing. Remind you, out of the box, you're just running a 700 megahertz. You know. So, I actually opened it up twice. Oh, because I hit it with the keyboard too. So, well, let's see how it may not have liked that. So, okay. You'll have to typing with one hand here. So, sorry about that. Oops. So we're in there. Let's see if you guys can see that. So here, I'm just gonna. When you first start, you better get your keyboard right, or you're gonna be screwed. So upon installation, you'd be do yourself wise to do that. So when you go in there, well, let me go in there and demonstrate it. We've got a short time left. You know, change in all your time zones and stuff, and your keyboard and everything. So it's important to do all that, especially your keyboard. And you got to scroll all the way down. You're going to see a blue bar come up and scroll all about a third of the way down. You're going to see EN for English, obviously underscore US UTF-8. You're going to want to do that one. 101 PC key. That's one of the basis one that you'll want to do, so you're not, you know, screw yourself up. You want your keyboard to work right. And we go into overclock here real quick. Obviously gives you the warning. Yeah, well, I got everything, so I'm not worried about it. Now, you know, I didn't go that high, but believe it or not, you know, I went to medium, 900 megahertz, you know,